I'm Shirakawa from Ohe Transport. Thanks for having me again today.
Thank you. So I heard you wanted to talk about something regarding the drivers today.
Well, since we started this YouTube channel, the number of job applicants has increased quite a bit, but I'm not sure if it's because the videos we post have a gap with reality or if they're only seeing the good side of things. But once they join, it's actually really hard to keep them around, or sometimes there's just a mismatch between what they thought and what the job really is. They come on board and, well, it's just different from what they expected. And so many people end up quitting after a while. It's not just about horses being cute or cool. It's honestly one of the truly tough jobs out there, and it can be dangerous too, sometimes in ways you might not even realize. I really wanted people to know that, so I thought I'd take some time to talk about it today, just to give everyone a better idea of what it's actually like and what you might be getting into if you decide to try it yourself.
Is there a big gap between reality and what they expected?
Yes, there definitely is. Most people have never actually touched a horse or even seen one up close, so when they're finally face to face with one, they're often surprised by the size or even find it quite scary.
Ah, I see. So is it mostly horse racing fans who feel that way in terms of trends?
Well, rather than just racing fans, with things like Uma Musume lately, horse racing is becoming popular and horses are in demand, so many people join with this image of them being cute or cool. I do talk about it during the interviews, but in this industry we have what's called two-man operation. For typical long-distance drivers, it's common to drive alone from loading to unloading. But here, two adults, usually two men, are stuck in a small space together for a long time, having to communicate and work together throughout the journey. And when you're together that long, even little things can start to get on your nerves.
Ah, well.
Also, this industry still has a bit of a so-called craftsman mentality, and some of the veterans can actually be quite blunt or even use rather harsh language, so there are definitely people who just really can't handle that side of it.
So out of those who actually join, about how many of them actually stay as of now, currently?
Well, maybe about 1 in 10.
Ah, has it always been like that, or has it dropped recently?
It actually wasn't originally quite that low, but lately, since so many different people are applying specifically because of what they see on YouTube, they tend to have this specific image in their minds of the work being entirely friendly, lighthearted and fun, or perhaps they just see it as a very easy job to do. The reality is that they simply don't see the many downsides, or they just can't seem to imagine them at all. Since they're coming in,
It's hard to understand just by hearing about it, isn't it?
that's true.
For example, what kind of things, like dangerous situations?
Well, getting bitten by a horse or kicked. Though seniors teach you how to position yourself so you don't get kicked, so that's rare. But getting bitten happens all the time. And even if you don't actually get kicked, just seeing them try to kick can be terrifying. Also, a common thing is the early mornings. Leaving headquarters can be at 3, 4 or 5 in the morning. And while staying in Miho, in Ibaraki, it's usually around a 5 a.m. start.
Oh, so the mornings really are early.
Yes, they are.
They say the horse industry is early everywhere.
That's right. And also the irregular hours. That's really part of why, for some people, they just don't last very long.
Are the daily on-duty hours long as well?
The on-duty hours are quite long. When it comes to actual labor for a driver, that's usually the time spent driving. And for general freight, it also includes loading and unloading. But in this industry, we usually drive in pairs and take turns behind the wheel. So the actual labor time is short. However, even when you're not driving, even if you're sleeping in the bunk, you're still confined to the truck. So the total on-duty time ends up being long.
Do you ask them for their reasons when they quit?
Well, I ask, but I think it's rare for someone who's actually leaving to tell you their true feelings. But I'd say interpersonal relationships are the biggest factor. You have to be together constantly. For example, in a normal job, you might travel for hours in a car with a senior or colleague on a business trip. But when the day is over, it's over. In horse transport, you're together for over 20 hours, and then the next day, it's the same pair again.
Even when you go to Miho, the pair stays the same?
Basically, it doesn't change until you get back.
Oh, so once you actually go, it takes approximately a week to return, right?
That's right.
I suppose it depends on the season and the situation.
And also, once you're actually on the job, it's not just driving and handling horses. There's a lot of paperwork, filings, and things we take from customers. There are probably things you wouldn't imagine when drivers enter or leave the training centers to prevent things like fraud or... When it comes to drug contamination, the security at the training centers is actually very strict. You really do need the proper paperwork just to get in and out, so there is actually quite a lot of document writing involved.
Is it mostly the assistants who handle that part?
That's right.
I guess they really have to learn it.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so how do we actually get them to stay here? Honestly, I can't really think of anything at all right now, to be honest.
Well, you see,
Right.
well, it's truly dangerous and you have to be mentally tough. There's the pressure of transporting racehorses, which are expensive and delicate animals. You're also responsible for the lives of your passengers. You have to be able to handle that pressure. And of course, in any job, interpersonal relationships are always the most difficult part, I suppose. Especially in this industry, you're stuck in the same space with the same person for a very long time. I think that's the hard part. It really comes down to how much someone is prepared for that when they join the company. The horses we use for new employee training are generally quite calm, so at first...
It's fine if they're calm at first. But eventually you'll have to deal with trouble when it happens, right? More and more.
Yes.
So while you're an assistant, the person in charge might still handle most of it, but eventually you'll have to handle it yourself. I'd like people to see that side of it too.
That's true.
That's where the sense of fulfillment comes from, right?
Yes, I think it can be very rewarding. That goes for the horses and also for the driving. We cover really long distances, so you might almost get caught in an accident, and actually that happens quite a bit, like with broken down vehicles and such.
That happens.
You need to make very quick split-second decisions while driving, and especially if there's trouble with a horse, you have to make a judgment call really instantly. I really want people to know that it's not an easy job.
The horse racing industry is often talked about for its glamour, but whether it's the farms or the transport, I often wish people truly understood just a bit more about all the hard work and effort that goes on quietly behind the scenes.
In fact, many people who work on the farms come from Honshu and move to Hokkaido to work. A lot of people come with an image of it being cute or cool or being surrounded by nature. But I hear that at any farm, more people quit once they see the reality than those who actually stay.
So that's a challenge for the whole industry then, that gap between the ideal and the reality. Yeah, I wonder, maybe if there were more hands-on events or something, when places where people could see things more openly. But then again, that's difficult, especially with transport.
That's true. Even for the farms, it's quite... There are some companies that have YouTube channels and such, but...
Yes.
I've actually never seen any video footage that really shows the dangerous parts.
That's true. The most popular video on Ohe Transport's channel is the one about the liner cone.
Ah, that's right.
That video, right? Videos of those kinds of troubles? Well, to put it bluntly, they tend to get more views.
Yes, they do.
I wish we could put out more of those though.
Well, even so, Linakun was still only 1 year old at the time, I think. He was still small, and in that state he didn't have much strength or muscle yet. So he wasn't a huge threat, at least from our perspective. But for those who don't know, well, things happen that you can't even imagine.
So no matter how careful we are, you just never know what might happen.
I mean, really, if they start acting up in that narrow stall, once you get used to driving, you can tell if they're acting up from the noises or the vibrations hitting the driver's seat. But sometimes, before you even realize it, in that narrow space, I don't know how he turned around, he'd be facing the wrong way.
Oh wow.
That kind of thing happens.
Back then it was the tatami mats in the back, right? Since it's low, if he flipped over, wouldn't he end up face to face with the horse behind him?
That's right.
Don't they start fighting?
No, well, I guess they just happen to get along, or...
I see.
That's what saved us many times.
Right?
Yes.
I see. I guess all you can really say to new drivers is that they need to come prepared for anything.
Yeah, well, you know, it's honestly pretty hard to know exactly what points to bring up, I mean.
In that regard, maybe a current assistant would be better, but I'd really like to hear from the drivers. Like, the reasons why they've been able to keep going.
For those who have stayed, it's probably just become second nature to them.
Ah, I see. That's true.
They're still here because they were able to overcome those things. I think hearing the honest feelings of those who didn't stay would be the most helpful.
Yes, having someone who quit sit here might be a bit difficult. If it's a current driver sitting here, that would be great, but I'd rather have comments from people like that.
I agree.
Really, even anonymously would be fine, like, this is what happened.
Right, true. Well, for now,
Yes.
well, let's leave it at that for now. If more opinions come up, or if we discuss internally why new hires don't stay, I'd like to put those thoughts together and talk about them again.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
At Ohe Transport, we are currently looking for drivers. Please check the recruitment site or our corporate site in the description. And if you're interested, we'd love for you to apply.